Good afternoon. I'm Ken Shemwell, Under Sheriff, Santa Barbara County. In June of 2003, the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department received information that a 13-year-old boy was a possible victim of lewd acts. The allegation claimed that entertainer Michael Jackson had engaged in these activities with the victim while a guest at the Neverland Ranch. Allegations of child abuse are taken seriously by this department. The allegation was carefully reviewed by the Sheriff's Department Criminal Investigations Division, and it was determined that the allegation merited further investigation. Child abuse, molestation, and other crimes against children are often the most difficult to investigate. The Sheriff's Department, as mandated by law and guided by a moral and ethical obligation to the child victim, has a duty to investigate these allegations. Our agency would be remiss if we did not investigate these types of allegations. Our duty is to protect the victims of abuse and ensure that the truth is found. It is equally important to exonerate the wrongly accused as it is to bring those involved in criminal behavior to justice. The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department is only one part of the criminal justice system. Our duty is to protect the life and the property of the public, investigate criminal activity, gather evidence, and present these findings to the district attorney. The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department and our employees have carried out this task with integrity, courage, and fairness. The Sheriff's Department presented its findings to the Santa Barbara County District Attorneys, to the Santa Barbara County District Attorney, and they in turn presented these findings to a criminal grand jury who indicted Michael Jackson. A jury of 12 decided the outcome of this trial. Using the standard of reasonable doubt, they rendered a verdict that was based on the facts and evidence and within the guidelines of the law. Mr. Jackson has been acquitted on all counts. The Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department has closed the case on Mr. Jackson, and these allegations will no longer be investigated by this department. This case has had some impact on all members of the department. And as previously mentioned, our investigators have performed professionally throughout this entire investigation. I truly believe that they have done the best job possible under the circumstances of celebrity and international scrutiny. Law enforcement personnel are advocates for victims, no matter who the suspect is. The sheriff and I are extremely proud of our department personnel and their professional actions in this case. Thank you very much.
The gentleman who just spoke from the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department is Under Sheriff Ken Shemwell, and the spelling is K-E-N. Shemwell is spelled S-H-E-M-W-E-L-L.
I guess I want to begin by, well, turning the mic on.
It's on.
All right.
It's on. It's not actually a PA system.
All right, fine.
Folks, if you want to gather up closer so you can hear, there's not a PA system in the room. If you have any questions, please queue up at the mics here.
All right, first of all, I want to begin by saying that I'm very proud of our office. I'm proud of all the people that worked on this case. Particularly proud of Gordon and Ron, the team we put together, and the Sheriff's Department, which did, I think, an outstanding job of investigating this case and assisting us in putting on the evidence before the jury here. So that's the first thing I want to say. I guess the second thing I want to say is obviously we're disappointed in the verdict, but we work every day in a system of justice. We believe in the system of justice, and I've been a prosecutor for 37 years, and 37 years I've never quarreled with a jury's verdict, and I'm not going to start today. So basically, that's all we really have to say. I'll answer a few questions, but I'm probably not going to remain too long. So if anybody has a question far away,
I think we're going to start
we'll
over
see how
here.
it goes.
Can you hear me okay?
I certainly can.
All right. Have you spoken with the accuser and his family, and if so, what was their mood and the reaction to the verdict today?
No, as to all.
Address the defense's allegation throughout the trial that you rushed into this prosecution because of your past history with Mr. Jackson.
My past history of Mr. Jackson had absolutely, unequivocally, nothing to do with our evaluation of this particular case. That's been a nice little 30-second soundbite that the media has used to try to justify this thing, but it had never had anything to do with either the sheriff's investigation or our decision to file.
Can you address the fans' claim that the Santa Barbara DA was somehow trying to frame Michael Jackson, and all of this really is an elaborate scheme to frame Michael Jackson and make him look guilty?
I just answered that question.
Mr. Sneddon, in retrospect, do you think you had the wrong family on the stand?
I don't know how much work you do in the criminal justice system, but the system I worked in for 37 years is that people come in and they're the victims of crime. We don't select our victims, and we don't select the families they come from. What we do is we evaluate the case. We try to make a conscientious decision as to whether or not we have enough evidence to go forward. And that's what we did in this case. We've done it in every other case since I've been the district attorney in this county, and we will continue to do that as long as I'm district attorney of this county.
You stand by what the family said in court?
I think that's evident.
There have been a lot of claims that because of the gag order, you haven't been able to address. I mean, fans have, even Jackson's mother has said that you have some involvement with the Ku Klux Klan. Fans have claimed that you have relatives who are among the witnesses. Do you want to address any of those now that you finally can?
They're all false. We all did our job. We did it conscientiously. And anybody who knows Tom Sneddon, knows Gordon Auchincloss, and knows Ron Zonin, and the things that we've done in our community and the families that we have, knows all of that to be untrue. And if people would simply take the time to investigate the allegation before they print it, they'd know it's untrue also.
Have you looked into, and do you have concerns of reports that at least one of the jurors was peddling a book deal?
I had heard that.
You had heard that?
Yes.
And did you have concerns about that? And was it looked into?
Let's just say that it was taken care of by the court.
Would you reflect for just one moment on the conspiracy charge? Do you think that it might have been a better case without conspiracy, only child molestation?
I've learned a very expensive lesson in life a long time ago. That is, you never look back, you always look forward.
Tom, is this the end of your office pursuing Michael Jackson?
No comment.
What do you do now?
I don't think you want to know. I've been told not to crack any jokes, so we go back to work. We got a lot of cases that have been pending. I have an office to run. We're having budget hearings today. We're professionals, and we'll continue to act as professionals the way we act professionally in this case. And I'm not going to look back and apologize for anything we've done. We did a very conscientious, thorough job, as did the Sheriff's Department in investigating this case.
Would you answer the question whether witnesses that you put on the stand surprised you when they testified?
I mean, I'm not going to get into the trial. I just say that the experience of any trial lawyer like Gordon or Ron or anybody in my office for that matter who tries felonies is you never have a case where a witness, you don't get some surprises on both sides in both ways. And I think Mr. Mesereau would tell you the same thing. And that's a product of being a trial lawyer, and you learn to adjust and you go on.
Why did you go ahead with the case when you knew the mother in particular to be such a troublesome witness?
I don't think the media generally understands the responsibility of a prosecutor. And I'll answer it this way, and the simple thing is, when a victim comes in and the victim tells you they've been victimized, and you believe that, and you believe that the evidence supports that, you don't look at their pedigree. We look at what we think is what's right. You do the right things for the right reasons. If it doesn't work out, that's why we have a jury system. But we did the right thing for the right reasons.
Do you have any problem with the judge reading the jury notes privately without releasing to the media last Friday and having that?
Listen, the judge is the judge. He has the prerogative to do and run his court the way he wants. I have no criticism of the judge.
Do you think that's constitutional and you don't have any problem with that?
You know, Greta, I just, you know, that's, the judge has done what he's done, and that's the way we have to live with what, as you know, what the judge does. I have no criticism of the judge whatsoever, none.
Tom, if there were pivotal moments in the trial when you thought it was going one way or the other, what were they?
I didn't think there were any.
Mr. Sneddon?
I didn't. I just, that the case
If you
went on.
If someone came to you now with strong allegations of molestation on the part of Michael Jackson, what would you do?
We'd review it like any other case we review in our office, just like we reviewed this one.
You wouldn't shy from it now?
Well, the answer to the question truthfully is, I probably wouldn't if it was a good case. But I think we all learned some lessons here that we thought we had a good case this time. And we thought we did a conscientious job, and the Sheriff's Department did a remarkable job of investigating it. But no, the people in this county elected me to do a job, and I've tried to do that conscientiously. And I'll continue to do that the same way.
Child molester has escaped unpunished?
No comment. Okay?
Do you hope that Mr. Jackson leaves Santa Barbara County?
No comment.
Can I just ask, what was your assessment of the defense team and how they did in this trial?
I absolutely have no comment about that.
Do you have any estimate on the cost?
No.
You mentioned you'd learnt some lessons. What lessons have you learnt?
Well, I was referring probably more than anything else to the celebrity factor.
Can you
I guess
elaborate?
I'm not the Lone Ranger in that faction.
Why does it take so long to try this case?
Actually, I thought the case went pretty fast, considering what the original estimates were. We were in trial for February, March, April, May.
So you don't think trials seem to take a little longer in California than?
Well, they definitely take a lot longer than they do in the South.
I'll give you that one.
Well.
Tom, when you walked into the courtroom, did you have an inkling what the verdict was?
No.
No?
We obviously had our aspirations, but certainly I had no inkling.
You mentioned the celebrity factor. Do you think that's played a key part?
Well, it seems to us it would, but maybe we're just looking for explanations in the wrong places. I don't know. Okay, any other questions? If you don't, we have some unfinished business. All right, thank you very much.
We're not getting it.